It was a day like any other day. I grabbed my seltzer, flipped on the telly, and sat down to play a bit of Wander Song when I thought, you know what, me? Self hasn't updated her games in a while. So I checked my updates, and there she was. Who is this, thought me? Who is this bodaciously braided bonita? More importantly, why does she look like I made her?
October 6th, 2019.
It was a day like any other day. I grabbed my seltzer, flipped on the PC, and sat down to play a bit of internet when I thought, you know what, genius? Cutie hasn't checked her Twitter in a while. So I checked my Twitter feed, catching up on the latest news, and later that night I sent out this tweet.
I want the next Apex Legends ad to be a British female Kingsman style with a bulletproof melee ultimate that quickly deals damage to enemies, and a special where planting a cool retractable cane reveals highest tier loot within a certain radius or something.
When I saw that woman today, I saw the character I designed in my head. So much so that my reflex upon seeing her was to shut my Xbox down slack-jawed and immediately jump onto the computer to make this video. So I want to know who this legend is, and you're going to be here while I find out. I'm going to check out her bio, any tweets or video about her, and share my genuine first reactions to her character on paper. The full disclosure, I'd originally sent a version of this tweet that stretched over into more than one, since I'd gone into further detail about how I wanted her to look and different ways her abilities could work, that maybe the cane could put out a pulse that disables other legend abilities, etc. But I deleted them and eventually wrote this version to keep things brief and focus only on the main traits I really wanted. I tried to find my deleted tweets to verify what I said in them, because I swear I described her outfit being Matrix meets Kingsman and her being able to teleport in combat, and I didn't want to mention that here unless I could prove it's something I actually tweeted, so no one thinks I'm lying to make it sound like Respawn stole my ideas. For the record, that's not what this video is about. I couldn't find those tweets, so here's a disclaimer that the only traits worth publicly acknowledging are the ones that made it into the tweet I've shown. The rest is just my memory I can't back up, so feel free to ignore it. I am, however, still going to talk about why that was the character I designed in my head, but we're going to do that after I learn about this one, and then we'll see how alike she and my character really are. Alright, let's start digging. Alright, so first I'm going to just go straight to the source and look up the bio on EA's site. So let's check out the legends. Hey Bangy! Hey baby baby! Alright, let's go. Loba! Okay. That's a wolf, right? High society thief. Alright, let's see what you're all about, Loba. Oh, it's got a little thing here. Whoa. They gave her some ass. Okay, so let's start with how Loba compares to the character I designed in terms of her appearance. And again, I'm going to keep saying designed, even though I never put out a physical image or something of my design, because I did consider doing that. I thought when I sent that tweet originally that I was like, you know what, maybe I should just draw my character and then send that. But then I remembered, I don't draw that good. So that wouldn't have made sense. So she just was in my mind, okay? Now, how Loba looks is more or less how I wanted my character to look. I'm gonna just call my character Lady, okay? Just because I don't want to keep saying my character. So basically, I said that I wanted her to have a Matrix meets Kingsman vibe, like her overall kind of aesthetic. So what did that mean? It meant that I wanted it to be like the Matrix in terms of her having a very sleek, kind of form-fitting design, but I wanted it to have this British flair, like traditionally British, kind of like going back to Victorian times, whatever times, but something that had distinct, like elegant, embellished sort of details that I think you would associate with Britain. So like this very like corseted kind of tufted look, and she's got that. I mean, she looks more or less exactly how I would have designed this outfit. Even in terms of color, that I would have gone with a brighter like white color, not wanting her to look too much like Watson, but because again, I wanted it to mimic that elegant Victorian gown kind of look. The only difference is that I may have given her one of those long like London fog kind of trench coats, like sort of like how she has this cutoff jacket, but it would be kind of cut off in the front, yet it would hang down in the back like the London fog coats do. I don't really know how to explain it, but the point is she looks how I would have made her. This is what I meant when I said Matrix meets Kingsman. Then of course there's her cane, or at least I said cane, but that's also exactly how I wanted it to look. I wanted her to have a cane, again, going back to like the British kind of posh, high society, upper class kind of element, where I wanted it to be very distinguished And yet I wanted it to be something that had its little secret element, like you would imagine with Kingsman, you know, how they had like the umbrella that, you know, you could actually fight with and then you could actually defend with it and it would be a shield. But one of the things I said about why this is in part the kind of character I conceived of was because this is obviously kind of a futuristic sort of setting, this Titanfall world. So all of the characters have some kind of technological base to it. And I wanted a character just to be refreshing that by appearance was a little less tech dependent, you know, like kind of like Bloodhound, where you look at her and you just see somebody who looks like they were not from this world. They look kind of, you know, like an anachronism, but you'd obviously have to incorporate some kind of futuristic technology. And so that's what the cane would be. And that's why I conceived of the cane having some kind of ability. So one of the ideas I originally floated was that like she would drop the cane and exactly like you see in this, it would expand and it would kind of open up and send out a pulse that disabled like, you know, the Legend's abilities or whatever. That was one of the ideas I floated, but I ended up deciding against that one because you have the Asian dude whose name I literally just forgot before I said it, who I think his drone puts out an EM pulse. So I felt like it would have been redundant to have two Legends that both have like these disabling abilities. So that's why my other idea, which ended up being like my first idea, was to have it detect high tier loot. Because again, that's not an ability that any of the other Legends have. Like none of them have anything to do with the actual loot and materials that are out in the world. Like they only have abilities like Bloodhound that, you know, help reveal like the enemies and stuff like that. So again, I was trying to think of a new Legend that would actually offer something fresh and kind of fill in these like missing gaps in the team dynamic and in the abilities that they have. So looking at this, again, it looks like Loba does exactly what my character was going to do. I know I said I was going to call my character Lady, but because I'm Lady, that's weird. And it's like I'm talking about myself, but I'm not, because the character was not based on me. So yeah, this is like exactly what I wanted, except I don't know from this what's actually happening. I don't know like what that cane is actually doing. So I'll learn that obviously as I go into this more. I am seeing though what looks like her throwing this bangle, and then what's happening? Because I'm talking. Okay, yeah, all right, that's what I thought. So it looks like she's teleporting. Which again, like I said in the disclaimer, because that was not a trait that I mentioned in the tweet I kept, you can completely ignore what I'm about to say. But just for posterity's sake and just for my own sanity, the reason that I had mentioned originally, or at least I think I remember mentioning it originally, that I wanted her to be able to teleport, this is where there would be a difference between my character and Loba. I didn't want her to be able to teleport just kind of in-game in the way that it looks like she's teleporting now. I don't know if that's like her passive ability or like something that she can do all the time. I'm not sure. But like I said, I wanted the character to be melee focused. And the reason for that was, again, to fill in a gap, like to fill in something that I felt was missing from all of the other Legends. There aren't really any where it's just like they're kind of bare knuckle brawling types. Like all of them focus very heavily on their technology. So I wanted a character that was melee focused, where the combat was her specialty. And that's actually where the Kingsman idea came from, because obviously the Kingsman, like the whole thing about them, at least the whole draw of it in the film adaptation, was the way that they fight, you know, and how there's just this like elegant, like classy sort of style to it, yet it still incorporates technology and everything. And I just wanted a character that was like that. And I wanted her to be melee focused. And so the only way that teleporting came up in my mind, and again, it was not something that I, you know, was like a primary trait I desperately wanted. It was just an idea I had, but it was for her to teleport as a part of the combat. So basically kind of thinking about like how Nightcrawler could like punch and then maybe teleport behind you and then punch, right? Something like that she would be able to kind of teleport around you as she's fighting you. And like I said in the tweet, I wanted her special to be melee focused. I wanted it basically to just be kind of a barrage, like this moveset that's just really cool and she's kicking and punching and doing all this stuff and you cannot defend against it. That's like the whole thing, that's what makes it a special, because you obviously have melee, and that's another reason that was something I leaned towards, because in this game, obviously the point of it is that it's a shooter. It's not about the melee combat, but I personally find the melee so satisfying. Like, there is nothing to me more fun than just like revving up a punch and just like whacking the shit out of somebody. I don't know why it's so good. Like, the feedback is so good on it. So that was why I just felt like not having a melee based character in this was a missed opportunity. And the teleporting would have just been another way to add that futuristic functionality instead of her just being kind of like a plain old secret agent, like highly skilled kind of fighter sort of thing. So the way that it's implemented here, again, I don't really know because I'm just looking at the video. So I can see that she can teleport. I just don't know how often she can do that. This thing also, the more I'm looking at this with the cane, I'm calling it a cane. I don't know if it's supposed to be a cane, but it looks like a cane to me. But I don't know what they're doing. Are they like resupplying at it? Because it wouldn't make sense to me for it to be a resupply because Lifeline can drop a resupply, or well, technically she drops like a supply crate, so maybe this could still be like a full-on resupply where it like fills up your ammo and all that stuff. I don't know, but anyway, so far Loba is the character that I came up with so far. So let's go ahead and read. And even this quote right here, there's a certain elegance to combat, I'll show you. Like, she is my character. Loba is mine. And this is another thing about her. Like, all the traits I came up with, they all kind of played off of not only things that I wanted to see, but again, things I felt were missing. So a character with a British accent is a thing that was missing. That's one of the reasons why I lean towards British. And from there, I said, okay, if she's a British character, what would I want her to look like? What would I want her abilities to be? And that's how I started from there to think about Kingsman, Matrix, her, you know, melee, all these things. They all kind of coalesced into Loba, basically. And now in terms of appearance, I wanted it to be a woman who looked like an ethnicity we haven't had in the game. So originally I would have said Asian, but then we got the Asian dude whose character, why can I not remember his name? Drone guy? Whatever his name is, because I never play with him. I didn't connect with him, so that's why I can't remember his name. But because we already have that, then I would have leaned towards her being like some kind of basically Latina. Now, I don't know if that's what she is. I think it would be fair to say, though, that maybe she's modeled after that kind of thing in her appearance because she, you know, looks a bit more tanned. And I'm looking at her name and it's Loba, what is that, Andrade? Which sounds kind of Spanishy to me. And again, Loba is, you know, wolf in Spanish. So there again, like they made the character that I would have made. All right, but let's read about her. High society thief. Let's check this out. Because this is the one thing I didn't conceive of with my character. I conceived of like how she would look, how she would act, her overall personality, her abilities, etc. But I didn't say or think about anything to do with her backstory as far as I remember. So let's just see. When Loba was 9, she looked on as simulacrum hitman Revenant killed her family. Oh, okay, so she's got backstory with the other new character. Ooh, that's tasty. Oh, I'm going to have a lot of fun with that while I'm playing, because for anybody who's watched my videos for Apex, I just have my own backstory for all of the characters. And, you know, it just comes through in my gameplay, right? But that's not important. Okay, so that's going to be cool. Left with nothing, she survived by picking pockets, broke into a supposedly impenetrable facility, got her hands on a jump drive. So I'm guessing that's how she teleports, because in every sci-fi thing, the thing that gets you from point A to point B fast is called a jump drive. Anyway, with her new teleportation bracelet, oh yeah, I could have just read the next sentence and it answered my question. Able to pass, blah, 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 join her games, her past catapulted into her future. Wait a minute, Revenant bodies. Wait, what? Such factories. Now she's joined the games to find a way to end him for good. That doesn't hurt that the arenas are brimming with treasures just waiting to be plucked. Revenge will come if fortune favors her. In the meantime, some shiny things have caught her eye. Burglar's best friend, tactical ability. All right, so I gotta learn what these abilities are. So we're gonna go look into that. Is there a place on here that explains the abilities? I'll have to go looking for it, I guess. But yeah, all right, so basically that's actually a really good backstory to tie into the ability that I wanted her to have that would allow her to identify high tier loot on the map. That makes so much sense that this is what she does, like collecting and living off of valuables. So, oh, again, I could have just scrolled forward to get the answer to my question. All right, Burger's best friend. So, all right, so that's her tactical, is the teleporting. All right, got it. Nearby epic and legendary loot can be seen through walls. The range is the same as Black Market Boutique. Place a portable device that allows you to teleport nearby loot. Oh, that's what it does. All right, so, it's weird. So it's kind of like they blended what I wanted to do for my character. Because again, her thing, like this, I wanted it to be more like this, where I wanted her to be able to throw down a cane, like I said, and it would reveal the high tier loot that's nearby. So that's I for quality. But then I wanted her ability, like I said, to be melee. And instead, they did something that I feel kind of is redundant escalation of this, since they both have to do with saying, hey, here's some, high tier loot. The difference with this being that it actually brings it to you as opposed to just showing it to you. But now that I think about it, many of, the legends, like their passive to their ultimate, can I guess be seen as just an escalation? I mean, I don't know. This is still really useful. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this doesn't have a point. Like, I really like this and I'm looking forward to this. I'm just saying that I preferred if this were switched with my melee. But that's it. Okay, anything else? Anything else? Oh. Her face looks entirely different there. Like, here she looks like she could be Puerto Rican. Here she looks like a white girl. I don't know, so something going on with the art, okay? But I don't care about whatever her mother has to say. I'm her mother because I conceived of her character, even if Respawn does not know I did. Oh yeah, and see, like, this is cool because this is kind of how I conceived of the cane looking like when it opened up, kind of like an umbrella, again, because it was inspired by this sort of Kingsman style. So I wanted it to look kind of like a parasol, like the ladies used to carry to protect their delicate selves from the sun. Also, why do her boots remind me of Daedric armor? Anyway, next picture. Yeah, there she is in all her bootylicious glory. I like it. Like, what does this do? I don't know what this is. I don't like her having this because it reminds me too much of Watson with her big ass thing on her pack. I'd rather her just walk around with her booty out. But again, that's just me. Oh, and there's her and Revenant. Ooh. I don't know, guys. Should I make Revenant and Babadook friends? It depends. It depends on what this dude's whole deal is. I don't know. I'll discover it later. All right, I like this pose. It's kind of like, haha, sir, 'tis you has been cornered, not I. So that also fits into her thing. But that brings up a very important point. I have not heard what she sounds like, so I don't know if she has an accent. So is she gonna have like a Spanishy sounding accent, or is she gonna have a British accent? I'd be fine with either. Also, there's Victor or Anastasia. All right, so let's watch whatever this video is because I'm excited to hear what she sounds like. I'm excited to see what her dialogue is written as, or that is bad grammar. I don't know how I constructed that sentence, but basically I want to see how her dialogue is written. Again, to compare it to the attitude and personality that I would have wanted my character to have. So let's do it.
Style and class have come to the Apex Games, and her name is Loba.
Enough flirting. Save it for when we win.
What was that
But
skip?
Don't let looks fool you. Her glamorous appearance is matched only by her lethality.
I'm always dressed to kill.
The most notorious thief in the Outlands, no item is safe when Loba's on the hunt.
All that loot looks heavy. Let me help you with that.
Her fashionable jump drive tech allows her to teleport and swipe valuable gear.
Now for the best part.
Why does it keep skipping? What is going on?
Or quickly maneuver around her enemies.
You made the mistake of taking what I wanted.
Enhanced vision allows her to see high-tier loot through structures and at distance.
I know what I like, and I know how to get it.
Loba's ultimate take is powered by her black market staff.
Oh, so they call it a staff.
This sophisticated
Whatever, your
boutique
staff is my
allows her
cane
squad to
Respawn.
cycle through all loot in the vicinity and pick their pleasure.
I came here for revenge, but I'll stay for the treasure.
The Apex Games have never looked so good.
A wolf never gives up her prey.
Also, this is just May 12th, so actually I'm not that far behind. Like, is it just this update that's coming May 12th, or is it Season 5 in general that's coming, like, now? I'm saying coming May 12th, but it came already. It's 5/15. But yeah, so you know what? I like that she went Spanishy, okay? I'm fine that she didn't have a British accent, but she has all of the other elements that I wanted, And she does have the ethnicity element that I wanted because, again, I just wanted to fill in a gap. So great. So far, I'm in love with Loba. I don't know if I necessarily like the voice acting, not because I don't like the acting. I should say I don't know if I like that voice. So while I'm playing, I'll have to listen to her more and more. But overall, yeah, I think I'm very happy with Loba. And I also think it is safe to say that this is my character. This is my character. So Respawn, whoever you have there that was like conceiving of these things, let's get in touch. Okay, maybe we can work together in the future on whatever the next new Legend's gonna be, because clearly we are on the same wavelength. Anywho, thank you for watching this video. You know, you guys know I love Apex Legends. I just haven't had the chance to play since the holidays, so, you know, I'm way behind on the seasons, and I haven't stayed on top of changes in the game. That's why I haven't posted. But I know who I'll be playing as when I finally hop back in. Loba. And you can look forward to me saying it that way always. Also this guy, because like I said, I haven't been keeping up, and all I know is his name is Revenant. Life is hard, people. There's a pandemic. Stay safe, stay sane.